Absolutely. Absolutely. Drew Ty and Bronx on deck. Shout out to the mighty LDBC. This is the Painful Excellence Podcast. Let's see what we got in the building. Love is the word. Picasso. Trell, salute. Edgar Chavez, the Village Brother. Seen and Unseen Boxing, salute. Rod Neal, my brother Joseph Townsend, John Pounds. No Smoke in the building. Shogun, salute. Josh, what's good? Chicago's in the building. Salute. I just left the Sensei's channel. Y'all go watch that replay. Noise on Culture. Chi-Town. First of all, is the music too loud? I never know anymore. Let me check. All right. Mr. Ishmael, salute. I think I could turn it up just a little bit, right? I never know anymore. Let's turn it up to 8. That's good right there. I think 8 is good. Philip D, salute. So, the woman on the screen. Okay, good. Thank you, Lovers of Word. I'm gonna leave it right there. Good. So, for those of you that don't know, first, if you're here for the first time, a lot of you aren't. Some people are just hanging out in the background just to see what I'm talking about, and that's fine. Greetings. What we do here at the Painful Excellence Podcast is this is adult conversations in real life situations approached with class. And I always leave the floor open for conversation, because we learn from each other and we have fun over here. Sometimes it can get a little stiff, but that's okay. My skin is thick. Hopefully yours is too. I have an opinion, as you do. But what I do here is when I'm stating my opinion, I state my opinions from facts. And when I talk about facts, I'm not talking about, I'm not saying only life situations, but including life situations. But when I like to do some research. If I'm telling you something that's happened to me in this life experience, that's just what it is. But at no point, Ryan Wright, salute, at no point will I say, oh man, this is everything. This is what they do. This is what all this group of people do, men or women. This is what they do, without backing it up with some facts. Whether you believe in facts, data, statistics, that's entirely up to you. Some people will come in and they'll say, hey man, what you're saying is wrong because I know 20 people that do different. Well, maybe 20 people does different. But according to the CDC and what it says right here in black and white, those 20 people are the minority in whatever we're talking about here. So lately, you guys do know that there are a lot of things going on. Apparently, there's some sort of quote unquote war going on between men and women. I like to put the focus on my community, the Black community. And it's unfortunate because not everybody's participating in it. So they say, hey man, I ain't a part of this. But what happens is, you, and I'm gonna keep it on black men for a second. You are participating in it because you're guilty by association. What do I mean? Recently, there was a brother that was in another country. Mac of the South, salute. He was in another country. He was in the wrong place at the wrong time. He was in the wrong neighborhood. And unfortunately, he lost his life. He was shot. He was murdered. He was mistaken for some sort of drug dealer or whatever in a rival gang, a gang that was rivaling. They thought that he was part of that gang or whatever, and they just shot him and killed him. The man was a lawyer by trade, I believe. He was married to a black woman, something that the feminists insist that men don't do. The stats prove that black men are least likely to marry out of their ethnicity, you know, black women marry out more than black men. That's a statistic truth. But whatever, if you don't believe in statistics, that's on you. That's fine. But this brother was murdered in another country, and whereas it's unfortunate that we lost an American man who was a gem to his society, who crushed the stereotype of what people try to paint black men as. Um, what happened with him was these women, Tay Tay, future ex-wife, salute. Um, what happened with him was these women that have a axe to grind with men, they dragged his name. I played for you the TZ Frank, salute. I played for you the audio where these women had a panel, and some women said every 18 minutes a black man is killed by police, and the woman on the panel said, yeah, that's what's up. If we keep it up, we could push it down to 15 minutes. And this is what we're dealing with here. And when I say things like the government has successfully weaponized black women against black men, I get a lot of resistance from black women that beg to differ. And what the black women that are begging to differ with me, what they don't understand is that I'm dealing in a realm of reality that might not be the women. They might not subscribe to that ideology that these women have, and thank God they don't, because not every black woman subscribes to that ideology. However, we're seeing an uprising of these women that are no longer hiding their hate. I mean, we used to have something back in a day called penis envy, and what that was is like, you know, for example, you would work with a woman, and there's nothing you can do to just be friendly with her. You know, you got to work with this person. I don't care if you're working at a cash register and she's on register 2 and you're on 1. You know, you can't even say good morning to her, and you just say, hey, good morning, Clara. What do you mean by that? How do you know the morning's good? And it's like, whoa, what's going on with her? And, you know, why do you got a break at 12 and I got one at 12:30? I can have a break at 12. What's going on? And it's like, you know, everything you do is not right with her. Everything that you get on your job is because you're a man, according to her. And what it is that she's mad because she's not a man, because she feels that you have some sort of carte blanche in life because you're a man. We used to call that penis envy. Look it up. Omega Red, salute. Now, these women are just out loud with it, and they're like, you know what? We can do what you do, and we are better than you. Or at least we're equal to you. In newsflash, women, y'all are not equal to us. That's just it. Now, I know that might sting when you first hear it, but listen, man. Let me be very honest with you. You're not. You're not. I was just watching this thing on Netflix. It's called the Power 100, and this 100, it's a Korean show, and it's 100 athletes from all walks of athleticism. People that professionally wrestle to rowing boats, MMA fighters and weightlifters and bodybuilders, and they're all competing for a substantial amount of money. And one of the things that I saw was the bodybuilder woman that looked kind of manly. They had a competition where you had to, whoever holds this medicine ball at the end of 3 minutes wins. So what they do is, it's like playing Kill the Carrier with just 2 people. Mansa Musa, salute. You know what I'm saying? And you know, when men get out there, they're wrestling for the ball, and they're slamming each other into a puddle and like a little body of water, and there's sand. And it looks pretty fun, actually. You know, just the rough house. I like the rough house. You understand? You know, it's physical contact. The women normally do it with the women on the show. There's a few women there. And in this instance, the bodybuilder chick picked this dude. And he's not the most muscular or whatever. And turns out that the dude she picked was an MMA fighter in Korea. He had a pretty decent record. And he walked out with his hands in his pockets, and she was clearly more muscular and defined. She might have been heavier than him too. So they opened up the gate and she darts out and goes to the ball. And he just walks out with his hands in his pocket, looks at her, he smirks, and he sits down. And he's looking at the clock. And you hear him narrating, because it's translated Shogun salute. It's translated to English, and he says, "Yeah, I just have to get the ball in the last 30 seconds. There's nothing she could do." So then he goes to get her, and she tries to wrestle him. Now, obviously, she might be physically stronger than him. She might squat more than him. She might bench press more than him. But let me tell you, ladies, something. He flung her around like a woman. He flung her around. She grabbed him and tried to toss him. And, this guy's a professional mixed martial artist. He did something with his leg and hip tossed her, boom, and put his shin on her stomach, and she couldn't move. And he looked up at the people watching her, and he did the shh, like, yo, yeah, I know you might thought she was going to fling me around. It's not going like that. Then he let her up. And he walked off, hands in his pockets again. Then she smiled and went over there, tried to tackle him again. Boom, boom, boom. Hip tossed her again. Boom. He had her on the floor for 3 minutes. Then calmly got up, Theo Coop in the building, and took the ball, and he won. And she got eliminated. Now, I'm watching this and I'm laughing. I'm saying, man, you know what? If this was in the street, because I've seen things like this, maybe y'all seen this, depending on what city you in, there's always that one woman that thinks she's so bad that she could whoop on a man. And I've seen situations where the man is just sitting there like, yo, look, I don't care what you say. Please don't come near me with that. Just, you can say whatever you want. Please stay. I used to do security at clubs. I used to bounce at clubs. I can't tell you how many times I get the bull dyke, the 300-pound, 6-foot-tall bull dyke. I had this bull dyke that looked like Biggie. I swear to God, her waves were spinning though. She had a half moon and everything. And she had to go. I said, you got to go. You got Steve Elder Max, salute. You got to go, man. You got to go. I'm calling her ma'am. I guess she got offended at that. Yo, my nigga. Yo, just don't touch me, my nigga. Yo, my nigga. You don't touch me, my nigga. My nigga. You don't touch me. I'm like, all right. Just look. Just as long as I'm generating compliance, I don't care what you say to me. So I held the door open. I said, all right, come on out, man. I said, look, they want you to leave. I don't want no smoke. All right, fine. You'll kick my ass. That's good. This animal got in my face with all those boobs under her bubble coat and her big old stomach, right? And I would say she tried to chest bump me, but her stomach hit me first. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to touch me. And she got like stomach to stomach with me. And when that door closed, now I'm outside. And I looked her right in her face. I said, ho, do something. See what happened to you. And she said, what? I said, ho, do something. See what happened to you. And I didn't blink. And then it registered. See, in a club, you had an audience. You can act out. People were looking. You looking real nice. People laughing. You throwing drinks. You turned up. When that door closed, now we out in the street. And it's 2 a.m. All right? And all I said to her was, bitch, do something. See what happened to you. And all of a sudden it registered to her. Oh, shit. That's a man in front of me. I just look like one. She sucked her teeth and grabbed her shorty by the hand and walked off. She knew what time it was. I wasn't finna play with her. I was not finna play with her. I was not. You just a big fat chick. You have no cardio. I'd have hit her with a jab and knocked her front teeth out and just started dancing on the sidewalk. She wouldn't be able to catch me. But guess what? She was fat, but I'd have still body slammed her. We're different. We're built different. She was breathing heavy. And she just walked from the bar to the front door to outside. Thank you, love is a word. Reality hit. Because if she touched me, reality would have hit her. I would not have taken it easy on her. I said, do something. You're talking way too much. Do something. And I was very polite on the way out. And then she stomach bumped me. And I'm like, whoa. I say, yo, fuck. She said, what? I said, do something. See what happened. Do something. And then it registered. She stopped, took a deep breath, and she left. Exactly. We're different. Everybody has a lane. Everybody has a lane. That's why I laugh at these trolls, because 100% of them, if they saw me in real life, like they know how I look. I don't hide. Saw me in real life, you would not say anything that you think about saying to my face. Nothing. We're different. Now, I'm bringing that up to say this. When I say we're different, I mean it because it's real, and I say it respectfully. Everybody has a lane that we need to stay in a lane, man. We need to stay in our lane. And when we're out of order, when you got men behaving like women, when you got women behaving like men, everyone gets confused. And I'm going to tell you something, man. We're in a very dangerous, Daniel Mitchell, salute. We're in a very dangerous era. If y'all haven't seen what Donald Trump said lately, he's going to run again. And here's the danger. Let me say this, y'all. I am not a fan of Donald Trump. I'll say it again. I am not a fan of Donald Trump at all. I am not a fan of Donald Trump. I've hated that man since the Central Park Five. That could have been any of us in the park that night. They just rounded those brothers up, and he wanted the death penalty. I will never forgive him for that. However, I don't know if y'all saw his, I think, 5-minute public service announcement, whatever he did. Did y'all hear what he talked about? He talked about our children, y'all. He talked about how ancestral race, salute. You're right, equal rights, equal lefts, exactly. He talked about how, the government, Idiot Sports Talk, salute, Johnny Q. The government is deciding when these kids are talking about, hey, man, I feel like a little girl can say, I feel like a boy. A little boy can say, I feel like a girl, and they're 10. The government is saying it's okay to give these kids hormone therapy. Hen dog, salute. You understand? And he spoke out against that. And let me tell you something, y'all. He spoke out about it, and he said what he's going to do. And that's right, Steve Elder Mack. The first thing he said is he's getting rid of this trans stuff. How many times have I got on here and said, and a bunch of brothers and sisters have said, you know what? Why are they having trannies do story time? Huh? Why are they having trannies do story time, y'all? Okay? Why is it so free out here? Like it's all good. Why are, we dealing with this? You see that? Trump went right for the jugular. He says, I'm not dealing with this. Why aren't females insulted that you have a man who is overreacting like a woman on the floor with her legs spread, with his legs spread, with that flag waving, and there's children in the front row. There's preteens and teens standing right there behind them, and there's adults there like this is funny. And I'm telling you guys right now, I've been saying for a long time that there's been an attack on masculinity, and there's been a large attack on Black masculinity. What the government did was they invaded our homes, and unfortunately, the Black women allowed that to happen. I'll say it again. Black women chose Uncle Sam over having a Black man in the house. Fast forward to 2023, we got that shit. because that community has been the sister's best friends. How many girls that y'all met that say one of their best friends is a gay dude? How many women have y'all met that said that? Oh, one of my friends, he's a gay dude. It's like, oh, okay. And they're getting their man advice from the gay dude. I just told y'all that story a couple of days ago. This is not normal. My children don't need to be exposed to that. They know about it, but they don't need to be around it. That community doesn't reproduce, they recruit. There's a story out, I already spoke on it. These two dudes were, they had their adopted sons, and not only were they banging on their sons, but they were pimping them out. Okay? And I'm not saying that's all of them. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is you do open the door for creeps to slip through the cracks and do stuff like that. There's a time and place for everything. You do not need to show your kid. You don't need to teach your kids about booty sex. You don't need, y'all heard what Rachel said the other day. You don't need to know about that. That's for the parents to discuss. It doesn't need to be a full-blown lesson. Jeff Spark in the building. That fool up there in Massachusetts somewhere, I think. Rhode Island somewhere. Sandra Mack, that's her name, whatever her name is. Twerking on her head in a thong for votes. And she went to teach her first grader how to masturbate. They're doing too much, man. Now, why is this happening? Because the male figurehead has taken a back seat. Like James Brown said, this is a man's world. No longer. They have systematically, with Me Too movement and all this other weird stuff, they systematically allow women to be in a position of power. And now we have a community that's out of order. Stop me when I'm lying. Now, I know there's women that'll listen to this and be like, well, that's a matter of perception. Well, if it's working for you, I don't expect you to think out of it. I don't expect you to speak out on it. But what happens is these women, those same women will turn around and say, well, where the real men at? Guess what? Y'all done raised them. Y'all are raising the men that y'all claim y'all hate. Stop me when I'm lying. For those of you that are ear and eye hustling, you can type. I don't have this chat blocked off. Stop me when I'm lying. Women are raising the men that they claim they hate. Look up the statistics. When there's no father in the house, how do these boys come out? You get a bunch of boys over the last 2 decades that don't have any control over their emotions. Thinking it's okay to slap a woman in the mouth just because y'all getting into an argument. I seen a dude spit on a chick. I mean, I don't know what they were fussing over, but she wasn't close to him. F you, no F you, no F you, no F you, no F you. And then he spit on her. Whoa. Here's how it's supposed to go. F you, no F you. No F you, N-word. Okay. And I'll walk off. I'm going to get the F out of here. I'm going to get the F out of here. I don't want to argue with women. For what? You get a bunch of sensitive soy boys with skinny jeans and can't do no push-ups with long-ass feet and funny colors in their hair. These are boys. I played for you the videos. They're over-sexualized. They're exposed to their mother. Their mothers. Y'all saw the video? I don't even want to play it here. This is the second video this chick did where she's in the thong, twerking and jumping up and down on her TikTok, and her son is grabbing her butt. The other chick that twerked on her 1-year-old, this kid wasn't even 1. I don't even think he could walk. He was in diapers. Got her booty all in his face. This is her blood son. Her blood son. That's right, Jeff Spark. Her. Tiara Mack. That's her. Her blood son. And then when people got at her and was like, yo, what are you doing? Shut up. My boy's a man. Okay, he could be a man. But you're his mother. Why you got your ass in his face? These are the women. These are our queens, y'all, right? These are our queens. Now, why do I have Shahrazad Ali's picture here? What we're gonna do is we're gonna cakewalk through some of her speech, because this was a couple of decades ago, and she don't have a crystal ball, but she saw this shit coming. So you don't need to hate on me for echoing what she said. She saw this coming. And guess what happened? When she said this, black women hated her for it. But now look at where, not listening to her, now look at where we at. Whoa, what up? So what I'm gonna do, let me plug my phone in. Fair use, y'all. Fair use. Here we go.
Against the leadership and the authority of the black man is a direct cause of the breakdown in our black family structure. Now, of course, there are many black people who consider those fighting words, because as black women, we have never been subject to the kind of examination that our men have been subject to since we have been here. We have been somewhat protected and shielded.
We have been somewhat protected and shielded. Who protected the black woman? The black man. Back in Africa, who took care of the hut after the men built it? The women. Who took care of the babies when the men went off to war or went out to hunt, where we was getting killed by lions and hyenas and all kinds of shit in the bush, in the Congo, in Africa? We took care of the hard work. When we brought home the kill, they made the clothing. They took care of the babies because they couldn't do what we did. How would it look if the women went out and tried to hunt animals? They can't do it. Physically, they can't do it. We're built for two different things, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's God's will, man. Women can work in the fire department and be fire women. But if there's a fire on the 3rd story building, 3-story building, 2-story building, 10-story building, and you're on the 5th floor, and that ladder comes up and the only way out is out that window, honestly speaking, are they going to send the 135-pound, 5'5" girl up that ladder to firemen carry you down that ladder? Rasul, what up? They're not going to do it. And I'm sorry, hold on, y'all. Hold on. My bad. You know, and if she's standing outside the fire truck talking about, oh, let me do it. If you don't let me do it, I'm going to write you up for you know, not let me perform my duties. No, write me up. You're about to climb that ladder. And that man up there got to be about 230 pounds. You need to put him on your back. And I don't want you to drop, I don't want you to drop him, and I don't want you to fall either. So just write me up. No doubt, Steve Allen. I know a few dudes that broke bread with her. It's a sharp woman, but let's go ahead. She just said what she said, right? And oh, I know, Joseph. They want to be men when it's convenient. But I say this all the time. Black women are not the most educated as far as academics. They're the most enrolled in school. They're the most enrolled. And they get these degrees that don't contribute to the infrastructure of this country. We need plumbers. We need electricians. We need garbage men. And those jobs pay great money. They get these degrees and they want to work in an office and make 6 figures. Some of them can, most of them do not. So they have 2, 3 degrees and it don't equate to anything. You know, here's the deal. Women used to say about Kevin Samuels, what does he have a problem with me getting a degree? That wasn't it. What it was those women that had these super duper degrees, 2, 3, 4, 5 degrees or whatever. And let's say they made close to six figures. Let's say they made six figures. When Kevin would ask them what kind of man they wanted, they all wanted a man that made more money than them. Right. And when he would say, how much of the financial load would you want to carry in a household? Majority of them said zero. Did y'all catch that? You're making six figures. You got 2 degrees, but you still want a man that makes more than you. And if you get pregnant, have his child, you're married, whatever, how much of the financial load do you want to take care of? Zero. Because you want to be a stay-at-home wife. So what's the point of you having a damn degree? Now here's the dilemma with that. You got a degree. How long does it take you to get that degree? You start college around 17, 18. By the time you reach the top of your grind, you're about 27, 28. You can still get married, but you're putting school first. In your 20s, your early 20s, that's when you're supposed to be considering it. And I know women don't agree with it, but look, I'm just telling you, this is common sense right here. So you get your degree by the time you're 28, 29. Now you got to work in your field. Let's say you find your field and you're making six figures. Now you're in your field and you're about 35. What do we know about that age? 35? What do we know about that age? Pregnancy is higher risk. So what are we talking about here? So if you're making six figures, but you don't want to pay anything towards the household, you want zero financial responsibility, and you want a man that makes six figures, what the fuck you need your degree for? Just be a stay-at-home housewife. You've won. It's not that he was against Rachel. Nonito, salute. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I just said that. See, 35 is high-risk pregnancy. So some of these women in here, they've been bamboozled. They can't count. I'm talking to the sisters now. They can't fucking count. Oh, by the time I have a career and finish school, have a career in my degrees, watch this, y'all. Now you're like 36 years old, 37 years old. You have a six-figure job, but now guess what? How much student loan debt you have? Now you want a man to come in and take care of that because you don't want to pay any of the financial load. You want a man you need a man that makes over six figures. So now he comes in, he's taking care of you, the child, and you still got a financial aid loan that he has to pay because now he's married to you. Your debt is now his debt. You got to be careful of what you sisters got to be careful of what you're asking these men to sign up for. I never said, and Kevin Samuels never said having an education is a bad thing. But you know what Shahrazad Ali said? White women go to college to find a husband. Black women go to college to prove that they don't need a husband.
What?
Peace, no smoke, salute. She said it. I don't need no man. I could do battle by myself. I still got a groove back. Black men have been painted in the worst of pictures for God knows how long. It predates me. I just watched this old let me pull this up. I just watched this thing from the 70s. See if I can pull this up real quick. Y'all gonna like this. This is gonna prove my point. Where's that? Nope, this ain't it. Y'all gonna love this. I just shared it. I just shared it. Was it who sent it to me? I think I shared it and I sent it to Love is the Word. Here it is. Found it. I found it. Now peep this, y'all. Peep this. It's gonna play. Damn it. The fudge. It's not playing. Why is this not playing? Oh my gosh, come on, damn it. Who did I send this to? I sent it to a couple of people. Did I send it here? I may have. Let me see if it played here. Here we go.
Awareness and pride, black men and women face new problems, not only in relation to white society, but to each other in a black society. Recently, there has been a stream of articles on this subject, and the Chicago Daily Defender, America's largest black newspaper, began a series some weeks ago on the emergence of the new black woman. Betty Washington, reporter for the paper, surveyed the Chicago scene to report on how black men and women believe the revolution and racial pride will affect them and their families, before the sociologists and experts tell us how we are supposed to react.
As a reporter for the Chicago Daily Defender, and as a black woman married to a black man, I become deeply aware of the effects of this new black revolution on the relationship between black man and black woman. I see it among my own friends, and I also see it in my home. But the most revealing and the most vocal statements about what the new black man expects from the new black woman came when I met with a group of young unmarried friends one Saturday afternoon.
Listen to this, y'all.
I think that what's happening in America as far as black men, black women is concerned is that there's a revolution within a revolution. We're fighting our own woman. Our woman will not allow us to emerge as black men. No. But our black women, who has been put in this role of aiding white America, white structure, and castrating the black male, has continued doing this. She cannot live with us. It's not that we can't live with her.
Are you blaming us? Are you saying that it's our fault that this happened?
No, I'm not blaming black America women. I just said that I'm blaming the system. They are victims of the system like the black male.
Well, why do you say that we are castrating you? You say that you want to be the leaders. Okay, well, what about the black professional woman? Are you saying that there should be no black professional woman? Are you trying to deny black women the right to be creative, the right to function?
We're not asking for you to take a back seat. We're saying that you have got to be astute enough and can view the situation well enough where you just automatically know what your role is and step back. And whenever you want to have that aggressive thing, this is the thing that the young black man today is not going to tolerate. My old man tolerated because his old man tolerated. It came up for years and years and years. But today, the young black man is not going to take it. He's going to be out there as the leader. White America has used black women to keep the black male in his place. And you're still aiding him by saying, well, we are qualified, we want to work, we can help.
Okay, how are you going to reprogram men so that they don't let us take over what's supposed to be their responsibility?
Wow.
The men that I have had dealings with, they are perfectly willing to sit back and let us do anything we want to.
I don't think that you have to reprogram men. I think you have to reprogram women.
No, you have to reprogram the man so that he will forcefully take what belongs to him, because you know women, as long as we can get, we're gonna get, and it's part of our being. We're going to do anything to you that you let us, whether we want to or not.
You don't want to live on the level of income that I can afford you in love. be on the basis of that, you want to always be aspiring to have all those things that's a part of the great middle class white American society. And because I can't deliver these things to you, you say that you are not a man.
Surgence of black awareness and pride, black men and women face new.
Did y'all hear that? What does that sound like? Today, we got women talking about, well, if he can't provide the lifestyle that I want, I'm going to go out and get it myself. I am a boss. Right? And that brother just said, if you can't live like what you see your white counterparts living, if you feel you can't live like that, if I can't get it for you, then I'm not good enough for you. That was 1970, family. What did they just say? They allow white supremacy, the system, to come in and goof the house up, man. Y'all see? So when I say it started in 1965, around that time in the 60s, all the way up to now, y'all think I'm making it up? Did you hear that sister with the afro and the glasses? There's a lot of men now sit down and just let us do what we want to do. Simpsons been around since the beginning of time. And the only way a man is going to let you do whatever you want to do is when he's getting something in return, and that's your body. But if he's not bringing nothing to the table, if he can't provide you shelter, protection, if he can't be a man to the point where you don't respect him, then he's not a man. Y'all see that, right? Did I make it up? That was 5 years before I came out. That was 5 years before I was born, man. So this argument predates me. Thank you, Jeffrey. It's been passed down. That right there, that was a generation that the government was goofing around with. Welfare, education, but you can't have no man in the house. Don't worry, man, don't worry. Go to school. You don't need him. We got welfare checks for you. We will feed you. We will provide you with public housing. And here's a news flash. Public housing wasn't supposed to be permanent. Today, you got several generations of families living in public housing. Great-grandma died. Grandma died. Mom's there, but she done moved down south on the low. And now the son that's in his 40s, he's living in a 3-bedroom apartment. You have 4 generations of people living in the projects, man. The projects were supposed to be temporary. Low rent, your light and gas was included. You was going to school, and once you hit a different tax bracket, you find somewhere else to live and make room for someone else to come up in there that can't afford to. But these niggas don't leave. These niggas don't leave. They stay there. Pissing in the elevator, pit bulls running around, Rottweilers running around. Shitty neighborhood. Yo, we own our block. No, you don't. No, you don't. Government will come through and say, guess what? You've been bought out. You got to leave in a month. What do you mean? Don't matter. We have a check for you, $50,000. What are we going to do with that? Don't matter. We just sold this building. You know how I know? Donald Trump been trying to buy what's that projects down there by the South Bronx? They call it Sobro now. It's no longer the South Bronx. Patterson Projects. He's been trying to buy that for the longest. You know why? The top view, Patterson Projects, high up. Those apartments, project apartments are big. If you get a 3-bedroom up there and look out the window towards the river, you can see the Manhattan skyline. It's beautiful because that's on the borderline. Right over the 3rd Avenue Bridge is Manhattan. It's Harlem right there. They got new buildings going. Man, those are. If I had bread like that, I'd move in the skyrise over there. The neighborhood has changed. Gentrification. Y'all heard of it? Yes. Yes. And so when I get on here and I say black women unfortunately played into this shit, don't get mad at me. You just saw it. You just saw it. You just saw it. To say that a black woman has a particular role in a fucking relationship, how is that disrespectful? We got a role. We protect and provide, right? So what is she doing? What is she doing? When people would ask, okay, when Kevin Samuels, that was a perfect question. What part of the financial load do you want to take part in? What part of the financial load do you want to be responsible for in your household? A majority of those women, first of all, a majority of them didn't understand the question. They were like, "Oh no, I'd work." No. What part of the financial load do you want to be responsible for if something goes wrong? Majority of women, they want to be full-time parents, which is how it's supposed to be. The best thing to be is have one parent working and one parent at home to oversee the kids and clean the house and make sure everything is okay. The majority of those women, well, if I get a six-figure man, and then he would go down to, depending on what city you live in. If you live in New York and you get a man and you want to be a stay-at-home parent, he got to be making at least 150 to 200K. And if you make a child, y'all know children are expensive. So let's go $250,000 a year. And I know where I'm going with this, right? Rachel done watched enough Kevin Samuels over the last week. Y'all know where I'm going with this, right? So the woman wants a man making $250,000 a year. She wants a child. She doesn't want any financial responsibility in the house. She wants to be a stay-at-home parent. Okay? Now here's the dilemma. Most of those chicks be over 35. Most of them be over 35. That's the first strike. Second strike is majority of them be overweight on that phone or on the Zoom call. They be overweight. Then he would say, rate yourself, fresh face out the shower, scale of 1 to 10. You can't use 7. And what do they always say? I'm working on myself. No, give me what do you rate? Oh, I'm not asking if you're working on yourself. Rate yourself. They can't say 8, 9, or 10 because he says, yo, Beyonce's an 8. Kelly Rowland's like a 9 or a 10. You can't use 7, so you're a 6 or a 5. Now, then he'd ask, in what universe have you seen a high-value man date a woman that looks like you, looks to procreate with a woman like you? And the funniest part is, that's right, woke. The funniest part is, some of those women already had kids. So they want a high-value man to come in and stop what he's doing and clean up her mess and still give him a baby. They don't look for women past 35. And this is all he was saying. Can it happen? Probably, but it's highly unlikely. And they hated him for that. That's years of women saying, go girl, you're a queen regardless. So what? You can be 5'5" and 300 pounds in a dress size 40. You can be clinically obese. Go girl, you're a queen. No, stop lying to them. Monique, with all her comedy and fat girl jokes, she took her ass and lost some weight, did she not? Oprah Winfrey took her ass and lost some weight, did she not? Stop lying to people. Look, baby, you're cute and you're a queen and everything, but you gotta lose weight because that's gonna kill you. What's wrong with telling someone the truth? Black men get told the truth all the time. What's the best way to insult a black man, even when you don't know him? Insult his pockets or his penis. This is what fellas, there's always some chick in the club or somewhere with you denied a drink. Like, no, I don't want to dance. No, okay, I'm good. Oh, you gay. Word. You probably got a little dick. You ain't got no money. You broke. You was just trying to get to dance with me, and I said no. Now I'm all of that? Fine. Who's babysitting little Tuquan?
What?
It's 3 a.m. You know where your kids are? Go home and wash your meow meow. I'm never gonna forget that. Go home and wash your meow meow. So anyway, these are the things that Shahrazad Ali spoke out on. And she said this is in the 90s. She spoke on feminism. And they hated her for it. Now, why is it that she was saying the same things that every man is speaking up on now? She's the problem, we're the problem, but look at our society. Y'all got what y'all wanted, and now there's trannies doing story time to your fucking second graders. What Rachel say? One of Nonito's billionaire friends, who is 55, had his pick of the best of the best. He picked a college grad, 27, no kids, and a size 2. Trust, she is more than happy. And you know what? Even if she wasn't, I would strangle her. Like, snap out of it. What are you doing? You've won. She's won. She hit the lottery. And guess what? She's educated. And he's going to train her. If something happens to me, your job is to take care of these kids. I'm going to show you how the business works. So in the event that if I'm on a business trip and the plane don't make it, or I die for whatever reason, you have to carry the load. It's up to you to train Junior and the baby girl on how this runs, because this is legacy. 27-year-old with no kids and a size 2, because you know women gain weight after pregnancy, and that's fine. That woman that she's talking about, she won. And I bet you she ain't got no problem with Kevin Samuels. Have y'all heard the Kevin Samuels shows when he did the rating shows? Have you heard those shows? When women called up for ratings, it's the most calm show you can ever. He didn't get into no beef on that show. You know why? The women that called up the show and videoed up, they were all 6s, 8s, or 9s, or 10s. You can't get no content out of that show. I think he did 2 of those. It's on YouTube. Go to his channel. And I'm going to tell everybody, don't go to no people that review his. There's people that are doing something real. Let me just digress on that. There are people that are taking his content and just they're not reviewing it at all. They're just re-airing it on their channel. And those guys got 100,000 subs off of his content. Because sometimes people say, well, who's Kevin Samuels? And they just Google his name or they YouTube his name, and all of these channels pop up. And they're just playing highlights of him going back and forth with women. No, like I told Rachel, because Rachel never heard of him until last week. I said, please go to his channel and subscribe, because his daughter owns the content now. And I hope that Dennis Sperling or somebody reaches out to his daughter and say, look, you got to get a hold of that and start flagging people that take his shit. Because there's a whole channel called Kevin Samuel Highlights or something. And they're not even reviewing the content. They're just playing 30-minute conversations he had with people that were just bizarre. And that's the channel. 100,000 subs. They're getting a plaque from YouTube, and they're monetized. They don't even do live streams, my man. It's messed up. They're taking money out of his daughter's pocket, man. I hope somebody flags everyone that does that, man. That's just cheap. It's not someone sitting there and reviewing the content and talking over it. They just taking his shit, and as soon as he died, because he was stern on that. He says, you take my material, whether it be on Instagram or on YouTube, he would lawyer up and get your shit flagged. Now that he's gone, he's not there to do it. You understand? That's why I told Rachel, go to the channel. Salute to Rachel. She said, wash your meow meow people twice a day with soap and effing water. And if you are in a humid country more than 3 times a day, please, no stank punani. Listen, this is real disgusting. And brothers, and some of the sisters, y'all know people like this. How many of y'all knew the promiscuous chick on the block should go to homie house, leave, go to homie house, leave, and then walk around all day with her homegirls, and then go to the other guy's house? I knew dudes that had to jump off. They would never even let them use their shower. They're like, yo, I ain't even want her using my rags, man. When I'm done with it, she better have her own stuff in her bag, if she even had a bag. Yeah, man. Anyway, let's go back to Sister Shahrazad Ali. Just listen to what she's saying.
Any kind of critiquing about our personal behavior, whereas our men have always been up for examination. The book is not an attack on Black women. I have never said that all Black women do everything that I list in my book. None of us have lived long enough to do everything that I list.
The book she's talking about is, I believe, The Black Man's Guide to Understanding the Black Woman. That was in 1989. Let me pull up her books. She has one called How Not to Eat Pork. That was in 85. The Black Man's Guide to Understanding the Black Woman. That was in 1989. Then she wrote The Black Woman's Guide to Understanding the Black Man in 92. Okay, so I'm believing it's The Black Man's Guide to Understanding the Black Woman. And she put a lot of the women's behavior on blast.
In the book, but most of us do some of the things that I've listed in my book. And I do say that it is not because of generalizations that we are all victimized by some of the negative patterns of behavior.
Fair use, y'all, fair use.
In the book, but the book just represents our collective contribution. This is some of everything that we have done or that we do daily that contributes to the breakup of our relationship, the destruction of our man, and the failure of our children to be able to function. They did not tell us that all of that, being my own person and I'm independent, would lead to separation, loneliness, celibacy, and lesbianism. They didn't.
How many times y'all heard of a woman that claims she has such a bad way to go? I'm celibate now. They used to call up Kevin Samuels' show all the time. Red Pill Jones, salute. They used to call up Kevin Samuels' show all the time. Oh, I'm not giving up the nanu until I'm married. How old are you? 39. How many kids you got? 3. What? You mean to tell me if you go out on a date with a dude and you like him and you're an adult, you're gonna tell him he not getting no nookie unless he had to marry you with those 3 kids? Or what, you expect me to just give it up? No, I expect you to be an adult. If you like him, just sleep with him. But you expect him to wait? You're out your mind. Because 3 times, he can tell you had sex at least 3 times. And you're not married to any of the baby's fathers if there's more than one. So why does this nice guy have to wait that's willing to do the right thing? Why he got to wait? And that's another thing. You shouldn't be going out on more than one date with a person you're not feeling. You shouldn't be going out with anyone you're not feeling anyway. You go out on one date, ladies know. Yeah, you know, I could be with that dude. Y'all know. But if the date was a complete bust, his breath stink, and it's like, oh man, I met him at the club, now the lights are on, he got zits and pimples everywhere. He snorts when he talks, and no. You don't go out on a second date with a person you're not sexually attracted to. Period. What's the move now that these women are doing? If he's paying, I'm eating. That's how y'all hoes be gaining weight. But anyway.
Tell us that if you give up the man, you're going to take one of these things and it's worse and it will destroy your nation. They didn't give us that information. They made us think that it was some kind of glorified position to brag about the fact that I got my own job, my own credit card, my own car, so I don't need no man. I don't even know how we got that mixed up. Ain't none of that got nothing to do with being with no man. We have some serious relationship problems that nobody has been able to address us on because everybody wants to pretend that this is not going on. Over 60% of our women are single, widowed, separated, or divorced. They don't have a man.
Did y'all hear that? You see what I'm saying? This was in the 90s, like 92. I heard this speech before, but I was still in high school. I wasn't like in tune like that. ATL unanimous, salute. Look at this.
Came out of Florida, and they got a housing complex that the Urban League built, which is a black organization
Listen to this.
that is for women and children only. They say they don't allow any men in there. I didn't have time to deal with it, but I talked about them real bad. That's the silliest program I've ever heard of. You know the women that had men if they got a bunch of children. They need fathers. They need protection. We hear about the drug problem that we have in our projects across the country. It's one of the major places that we have a drug problem. You know, we talk about the great strength that we have as black women. Well, the welfare department don't rent government apartments to single black men. Those apartments belong to black women.
Y'all peep that? All of these programs, they cater to black women. Me as a black man, if I can't hack it, there's no programs for me. There's no programs for me. I'm asked out. Who feels sorry for us? Who comes in and helps us? See what I'm saying? How the fuck do they make Look at this. Me and Rachel was talking the other day. Urban League is a government program. I told you those nice nails and nice hair, luxury car driving girls were on a daycare I owned, and I told you about. You know what was happening? She owned a daycare. Rachel owned a daycare, right? And these black chicks was on a government assistance program where the government paid a majority of the bill for them to watch the kids. It was like a voucher. Y'all know how that goes. It's in different states, but y'all know how it goes. So the out-of-pocket cost was like $5 for them. Not a day, but a week. How do you not pay Rachel her $5 for watching your fucking crumb snatcher, your little booger eater with no father? That's the only way you get that program. Your little booger eater has no dad. You ain't got $5 to pay Rachel for doing her job, right? But your hair and nails is done and you're driving a goddamn Lexus. You ain't got $5? Don't tell me what your priorities are. Show me where you spend your money and I will tell you what they are. Black women have spent over $1 billion in beauty products. Black boys, 3rd grade reading level. Syria, salute. 3rd grade reading level. But they get custody because the government for the most part, they feel that the mother is best to raise the child. Now, sometimes that's not the case, but for the black man to get custody of his child, the woman, Rashad, what up? The woman has to be dysfunctional as hell, and the judge has to see it. Other than that, a woman can go to court with an appointed lawyer. By the way, when you go to family court, men, we got to pay for our own lawyers, right? One is appointed to the woman, not for us. See that? And if she's smart, the lawyer say, yo, look, just sit here, don't say anything. I got this. I've done this 1,000,000 times. I know a couple of guys that got custody of their seeds because the woman was just dysfunctional as hell. One dude, baby mom was a drug addict. You gotta take the kids. Y'all watched my show this morning, right? I'm gonna have that brother on here, Pierce. I'm gonna have him on here. He has custody of his child. I want to know how he did that. He's in Atlanta. I want to know how he did that. That's a whole nother show. My best friend's, one of my best friends, his brother got custody of his 2 kids because his ex-wife was a train wreck. I want to get him on the show so he can tell the whole story. It's therapeutic. Thank you, Omega Red. This system is designed to destroy our community. Don't know why people can't see this. And no, people see it. You know who can't see it? Simps and these black women. Are black women oppressed? Look at what's happening now. You tell me if black women are oppressed. They're not. Black men are oppressed. But listen to this, y'all. Oh, he was on Tay's channel just now? Okay. Awesome. That's because that was Tay who called me. I'm gonna hit him back when I'm done here. Fair use, y'all. Fair use.
Who are allowing this to go on in their home. We have not looked at what part of the responsibility do we share. Yes, black men sell a lot of drugs, and a lot of us black women get the money from them drugs and buy some of these fancy clothes we wear.
Uh-oh.
Drive around in some of these fancy cars. He is not doing these things alone and without support from us, whether they are good or bad. See, we have a lot of power. We are very strong women. I'm saying that we're using our strength in the wrong direction. We're using it to tear our man down, tear our nation down instead of building it up.
This is 1992, y'all. 1992, 1993. Do you agree with what she just said? Yes or no? The government has infiltrated our household, assimilated. They're like the Borg. Resistance is futile. They've gotten in there. They've assimilated our black women, and they've turned on us. Because these were the years where Wait and Exhale, the book came out, How Stella Got a Groove Back, Phil Donahue, Oprah Winfrey, Sally Jesse Raphael, all of these man bashing shows, and then black man bashing shows. And then when Jason Whitlock comes out and says something that unfortunately, Night Train salute. Unfortunately, was the timing bad? Probably. Do I like the fact that he said it on Fox? Absolutely not. Or was he wrong? I played countless videos of how these women are over-sexualizing their sons and making them grow up to be womanizing, confused, sexually confused simps. That in about 12 years, they're going to be walking around amongst us, confused, with a preconceived notion of what it is to be a man and how you're supposed to treat a woman. One thing I'm teaching the shorties in my family is when you deal with a man, you need to know what his relationship with his father is. Because if he doesn't have a good relationship with his father, I'm telling you straight up and down, I don't trust him. I have to see what kind of person he is. If he has no relationship with his father, I hope he's involved in his church. I hope he has an OG. I hope he has an uncle or something that showed him how to be a man. Because I can't trust these black women nowadays to raise these men to be men. I can't trust it.
Having an education and a job does not necessarily mean you have a successful life. I keep telling black women that to raise a child, they say, well, I provided with food, clothing, and shelter. That's not raising a child, that's maintaining one.
Y'all heard that? Exactly, Philip. That's when I saw it. I started to notice when I was a shorty. I'm like, yo, there's something going on. Y'all heard that? Providing shelter and clothing and feeding a child. That's not raising a child. That's something we're supposed to do. How do we get that shit confused, man? 88, I agree with you. I hate that it came from Jason Shitcock, but you know what? Did y'all hear what Donald Trump said he was going to do with this transformer thing and giving these kids drugs if they feel like they're women, if the little boys feel like they're women? He's like, no. And he said he wants to prosecute the doctors that are prescribing the drugs. Did y'all hear that? After we get through this, I'm going to find it and I'm going to play it for you.
To raise a child, you need a parental coalition of a man and a woman. We have sons who are, by not having a father in the home, they don't know how to respect women. They take on the black female emotionalism. They're doubtful. They're indecisive. They can't make a decision. They don't know what to do about being a man because we can't teach them that. We don't have that knowledge.
Didn't I just say that? This is 1992, 93, y'all. Didn't I just say that? It's 2023. Didn't I just say that? Now, if they could demonize this sister, you gonna tell me that Shahrazad Ali hates black women? Her? From the Nation of Islam? Her? You gonna tell me? Listen, they flipped on her. What made us think that they wouldn't flip on us? They flipped on Kevin Samuels. They flipped on the black manosphere. Whoever's talking like this and saying, look, sisters, get it together. What made us think that there'd be women in abundance saying, yo, you know what, brothers, y'all right? What made us think that? That'd be giving them too much effing credit. Women got mad. I'm a professional woman and I work hard for my children. Yeah, blah, 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 blah. Talk to me about how your marriage ain't work out, though.
We have daughters who grew up in a home where they don't see any affection, where there's no man there. They go out into the world and try to mate. They don't have no idea how to be no woman to no man.
Let me say this. She's never, did y'all get what she just said? These children growing up, they're not seeing any affection in the home. Let me tell you something. It's healthy when your kids see you kiss your wife and your kids say, ew, mommy, ew, daddy. You know why? First of all, they're kids. They're supposed to think that that's gross. All right? But as they get older, when they get older, you know what's going to register to them? Puberty and everything else. When they get older, they're going to understand that if I didn't have it like my parents had it, then I don't want it. They have to understand affection. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? I pinpointed when my parents' marriage was over because I didn't see no affection. He got divorced. My dad moved out. But guess what? He was on the phone every day. Your homework done? Boy, don't make me come up there. I'm like, what? He don't even live here no more. What's he? Don't make me come up there. I've gone to school and he be in the school. I'm like, oh shit. Yeah. Because what my parents went through had nothing to do with me and my brothers and sisters, had nothing to do with it. They didn't get along anymore. They divorced. What did they have in common? Raising us. So my mother wasn't a single mom. We just lived there. My dad he was never late with child support. I see, that's what I'm saying. I don't identify with any of these things. He didn't have to worry about that. Child support, done. I get them on the weekends. And when we got older, we was able to decide, do we want to go or not? You don't want to go? Oh, okay, it's all right. Go to the house when we wanted to. I hung out with my cousins. Going to Florida every summer. I didn't suffer. So I don't subscribe to all of this dysfunction that you see, baby mama drama. No. I don't subscribe to any of that shit. It's foreign to me. So I look at my community with concern and aggravation. And when I speak on these things, it comes from a place of love. When I started this show and I started venturing into this, I was rough. Me and Dr. Mark, we was doing that for a reason. It was shocking, wasn't it? A lot of F-bombing and, yeah. Did that on purpose. Now that I got your attention, here are the issues. How do we fix it? Don't get mad because I pinpointed where the problem was. The problem predates me. I just played you a video from 1970. That was the year my brother was born. I didn't come till 5 damn years later. This is 5 years after the black women done let Uncle Sam into their house. and started saying we don't need the black men and y'all not doing what we want y'all to do. 2023, we're still having this conversation, and look at what we're seeing on social media. And the sad part is what we're seeing on social media has always been there. When that little boy comes, Black Vision, salute. When that little boy comes up into kindergarten and he's grabbing on girls' butts, and the teacher sees it and says, where did you learn that? And then the mother comes in, oh, I don't know where Junior learned that from. Well, where's his father? Oh, I don't know. We're not together, and he's a bad guy. And you know what's happening? Little Junior is probably a victim. And then think back to all the videos I showed you. Little Junior's a victim. Yes. And for those women that say they don't see a problem in any of those videos I show, all I gotta say to you is reverse the roles. Shame on you. Shame on you. What if, remember the video I showed with the little boy on the pole, going around the pole with his legs spread? Now watch this, y'all. Some people might look at that and laugh. I found it disgusting and repulsive. But watch this, y'all. You know he learned that from his mother, right? Who has custody of him, right? And watch this, y'all. Reverse the roles. Let's say a man had custody of his daughter, and you see a baby girl going down the pole with her legs spread like that. And then you find out that the father has custody. Everyone's going to be asking your homie, who taught your daughter to do that? ACS will be on the phone with him like, yo, bro, what's that? What's that? We need to know if that's a proper environment to raise a child in. Why is no one saying that to that mother? The little boy that was grabbing that little girl, the grown woman's butt, and the girl's filming. Like, stop doing that. Nobody's coming to get these girls. See? 1992. Shahrazad Ali. Let's continue.
Function in a house with a man because they haven't seen it. Most of our children, just like us, get all the information we have about how you be with a mate off television. It's the only medium that shows us anybody being together.
Now it's the internet. What do we see on the internet? Twerking. We don't see couples. Am I lying? We don't see couples. We see single boss bitches twerking. And then if you scroll down their Instagram, you see them with their kids. Am I lying? Twerk, 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 booze, 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 twerk, twerk, twerk. Oh, here's my son. Happy birthday. What?
What?
Those rules have not worked for us. The white woman's liberation movement, we don't have anything to do with that. We have not been under the control of the black man for over 500 years. So what do we have to get liberated from them from? They haven't been our boss. That's the white woman and her man. They're going through that, and that's their business. We don't have any business being in that. They only introduced it to break down the civil rights movement. Civil rights.
Did y'all hear that? What did I say? What does that sound like? Roe versus Wade. Remember when I said that was not the sisters' fight? Remember when I said that? Remember when I said that, right? I ain't gotta listen to me. She just, this is years before Roe versus Wade, by the way. She just said it. Fair use.
Movement started with the black man, the black woman, and the black child standing together, trying to plead for freedom, justice, and equality, and more benefits in the country that they had to have built. They threw the white woman in there with the women's liberation movement and made it a woman against man thing.
Wow. Roe versus Wade. All those black women ran over there. You know what I asked some of those black women that was bitching and moaning about that bill? I said, let me ask you a question. When all of our black brothers are getting and black sisters getting shot dead by police, were these white women rolling in the street with you when we was marching for justice for Breonna Taylor? Were they marching with you, or were they telling you, well, you know, cops got a hard job? And now y'all rolling in the street with them crying? What the fuck is wrong with y'all? Y'all are under the authority of the government. but not the black man, because to be submissive to us, to be under our authority is a bad thing. Oh, what are we under authority for? I'm not under anyone's authority. And that's your problem. Because now look, the civil rights movement was about the black family as a unit looking for equality. And what did they do? Yeah, we know how to fix that. Let's buddy up with the black woman. Throw her some money, promise her education and a better way at life, but the trade-off is you can't have no man in the house. And we've been fucked off ever since. And the only people they do pay attention to is Pookie and Ray Ray. Because they think when they got this education and a little bit of money, they have more options with money. The wall is undefeated, ladies. Just because you got a bag, it don't mean nothing if you're over 35. I'll say it again. Just because you got a bag don't mean shit. If you search the internet right now, your favorite Instagram model has hit or is about to hit the wall. I see a lot of things. Who's this chick with the gold haircut? What's her name? Kanye West found her stripping over here in New Rochelle at Sue's Rendezvous. What the fuck was her name? Eve used to strip there. One of these bitches. Guess what? They're all in their 40s now, and niggas ain't checking for them. Now they look good for their age, and they could date a 20-year-old rapper, but you think he's gonna wife that up and make a baby with it? Anthony Bolton, salute. No. Use an F bag. Use a cum dumpster. He's gonna blast you hard just to say he did it. He's gonna keep it pushing. Mark Wunderlich, salute. So Amber Rose, thank you. So 6 figures in a bag, that's not gonna make you happy, because at the end of the day, you're gonna want a man. And you may get some bedroom action, but ain't nobody, Kane, what up? Ain't nobody gonna take you serious. No man is gonna take you serious. Yeah, I made $400,000 last year. What does that mean to a man? And let me tell you ladies something. I've said this before. If you're dealing with a man and your bag is important to him, that's not the man you want to be with. Think about what I just said, stupid.
That created a big separation between black men and black women, because then everybody started going for self.
See that?
Then they bring the welfare system in and tell us in order to feed and clothe and house our children, we have to give up our man. We have to put the man out of the house.
Whoa!
What?
She just said it. Did I make it up? Did I make it up? How many times on how many shows have I said that? Stormy said, you mean they were strippers? Yeah, you're right. They still are. Haven't seen Eve in a minute. Did I make it up? See? See? Fair use.
When the white farm wife goes to the government for subsidy for the farm, they don't tell her to get rid of the farmer. They keep that family together. But in the
Did you hear what she just said? When the white farmer goes to the government to get a subsidy, they don't tell her you got to get the farm out of there, the man out of there. No, they give her what she needs. A condo, what up? They give her what she needs. The black woman, no, you can't have a man in the house. See that?
black community, they make it a requirement because they want to keep endorsing into the black community that the black man is no good and that he is not deserving of respect. He is not deserving of us letting him give us any protection or instruction, and that we are better than them. The major responsibility that the black woman has had on the earth for the trillions of years that we have been here has been one of nutrition and birthing children. Those two things have a great deal to do with the survival of any people, the reproduction of the nation, and feeding them the proper food so that they can live. Those are very important jobs. Those are very powerful positions because it puts us in a position to decide who's going to live or die and how slow they're going to die, by what we feed them. We have a very powerful position. That's not a small role that we play. We have just been taught to misrepresent and misuse that power. The people who we have been counting on to give us the truth about how to get along have failed. The white people don't know how to get along. They don't have that information themselves. They don't get along with nobody on earth. So they didn't have no information to impart to us about how we're supposed to get along. They changed their relationship rules at will.
Yep.
We have, tons of black children around this country that I hear from who have grown up traumatized by the fact that they were referred to as the outside child. When we were having children like that, they called it illegitimate children until the white woman started having them, and now it's single parenting. See, they changed the rules according to what they're doing. So I've called on our people to change them depending on what we want to do, what our needs are. There's another need that has not been addressed in our community, because nobody would deal with it, and that's one that God did not create three sexes. We only have men and women. Now, I have not said that we should reject the sisters who try and act like men and the men who try and act like women. I'm not saying to reject them from among us, but they need to be taught. We don't have to accept that as some kind of normalcy because that's not normal. I'm trying to demonstrate how they have set rules that they have forced us to follow that they don't even follow themselves. They change the rules to suit them when they get ready. We can change them to suit us when we get ready, especially if we have what we have now, which is a failing system. It hasn't worked for us. We don't have to be ashamed that it hasn't worked for us. But we do have to be ashamed of the fact that we keep plodding behind it and not trying to make the corrections that will help our people to survive. Keep us in this condition.
Let me tell you something. This sister's still alive. I think she lives in I think she still alive. She is she still alive? Wait a minute. Her spouse, Solomon Ali, he died in 85, and Yaya died in 2013. She's 68 years old. I think she's out here on the East Coast somewhere. I am going to reach out to her because I want her on the show. And it would be an honor to get her on the show. And I played this for a reason because, like I said, I get a lot of resistance from women. Thank you, Jamel, for real. I'm gonna reach out to her. Maybe, I wouldn't expect her to do things for free. So, I might have to come out my pocket, and I'm cool with that. Just to get her on here for an hour and a half. I'll pay a couple of $100 for it. I'm not rich, but I think it'll be worth it. Yeah. I'm gonna hit her up, and I want her on the show. And that'll be the time for the ear hustlers, the eye hustlers, and the naysayers that disagree with everything. And, I got that little female troll that comes through here. And what she called me the other day, a drama king. And Rachel said, that's right. She is drama and you're the king. Yeah, I am. And everything that I've been saying, everything that Dr. Mark been saying, and I will admit, me and Dr. Mark, we were super rough, but that was done by design, y'all. Because we were looking for the smoke. You ain't gotta like what I say. Yeah, she did. MTR damn sure did have on the show. I'm gonna reach out to her, most def. I did it to shock and wake up people because we have a problem in our community, and now that people have saying, oh, well, you're blaming women and this and that. And that. Okay, blah, 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 blah. Is this what you said about Miss Ali when she said that? Because she was pointing out facts, because she's lived through it. I also played you a clip from 1970, 5 years from when the bullshit started. And here we are in 2023. Look at what we're doing. A Rhode Island black senator is twerking on her head in a thong for votes. Tiara Mack. This is where we are. And if a person's looking, he says, well, damn, how the hell? We were destined for greatness. If Dr. King got resurrected and he says, hey, what's happening? How did we get here? Well, Dr. King, let's work backwards. And we got to go through all the gun shootings. All the women, I'm going to go to Instagram and show them social media and show him how the black women twerking and how they're talking and the fake hair, the vulgar language and the rap music. And I'm going to go all the way back to that clip in 1970. And I'd say, Dr. King, if you could get into a time machine and stop this, where would you go? He's going to say 1964, 1965. And I would make taking government money sound like it is a death sentence, because you know what? It is. It is. I ask people all the time, man, go outside this country and ask any person in that country, what are your thoughts on Black Americans? And don't get mad at what they say. Because thanks to social media and their behavior, they have a preconceived notion of what Black Americans are. And when we point to the women, you know why? Women are the first teachers. They are a major pillar in our community. They push the kid out, and they're the first persons to hold the kid. They're the first people to teach the child, while the man is supposed to be out here getting it. Oh, but you know, my baby daddy, he bounced on me and da 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 da. Yeah, all right. Well, check this out. That's 16% of dudes that are bad, and you picked him. You picked him. You did this. Please take accountability. Exactly, Philip D. In that episode, he said, man, F y'all, I'm going to Canada. Now I'd like to talk about soul plane. I was like, wow. Brilliant episode. You just want to blame women for everything. No, just point out what's going on. Oh, well, men, the wars are started from men. And no, I never said men are perfect. But I'm talking about in-house. There could be a war going outside my door right now, but I'm in control of my house right now. I'm in control. My house is not out of order. I don't have children doing ish. Now, I know that there's certain things that you just can't. Some people's kids just get in trouble based off of a bad decision that they made that happened. But at no point, God forbid, in the event that it happens to me, God forbid, I can say, I never taught them that. And everyone around me knows that. That person, when they got a certain age, they chose to do that. I never taught them that. I know that. And people who know me know that. The teachers know me. Listen to what I just said. The teachers know me. When I go see the teachers, I'm not wearing a jersey and some sneakers with my pants sagging off my ass. Come on, man. Exactly, Red Pill Jones. They're the first to bond with the kids, but you know, you turn around. Listen, man, I'm too tired. I ain't even gonna pull it up. Y'all seen the videos. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. So thank you, Shahrazad Ali. I hope to reach out to her soon. Let me see if I can find this one video that really, bro. No, that's not it. Is it here? Oh, let me upload this. Let me play this real quick.
Once again, remember, the entire civilization is built on keeping the black man and the black woman apart. When I first came out doing the Black Man's Guide back in 1990, people was fighting with me. They was having protests. It was like that thing you saw there with Kavanaugh. People be outside pushing and shoving to get in the studio. It was awful, okay? These are black women, that's what I'm saying. Everywhere I went, it was going on. And they was having town hall meetings about me, the whole thing. They had t-shirts, right, all that stuff. And the band Shahrazad Ali, I got one, I saved. But at any rate, this went on for about 6 months. And then it took a curve. The women and the men started listening to me. The women and the men start coming to the meetings together and talking and trying to get things worked out. That's when they took me off television. Because the enemy is not going to let nobody put the black man and the black woman back together under no circumstance.
You see that? When people started coming around, it took off the damn air. 1988, 89, you know, Public Enemy, X-Clan. The rapper that y'all know as Common, when he came out, his name was Common Sense. We had a lot of conscious rap. Y'all remember Lakem Shabazz? The whole conscious movement, self-destruction. East all-star rappers. Stop the violence. Remember that? Then as soon as it turned 1990, 91, what happened? NWA. A year later, Onyx. Remember that? We took a curve. We was looking for knowledge of self, and then it took a curve. See what I'm saying? You can't have that. But we got to be smarter than that, because honestly, the Jewish community, they're on point. They know what to do. They move as a unit. We don't do that. We're too worried about what the next man's doing, what the next woman is doing. And rather than help people, we rather tear each other down. I'm in a position now where people have asked me for help with their channels, and I tell them straight up, I don't know everything, but we're going to have meetings once a month, and we're going to work, and we're going to support everybody the best way I know how. We're a community, and I act accordingly. It's less effort to smile than it is to frown, man. So while people in here thinking that I was just dumping on women, I wasn't. Just keep this in mind. Men get dumped on every day. You broke. You hear it every day. Broke. You bum ass nigga. You broke. You scrub. Remember that? Mama's boy. Right? You's a lame. All of that. All of that. All of that. And the funniest shit is when you hear it from women, they ain't got a pot to piss in or a window to throw out of. Some of you women that side with this, yeah, that's right, Red Pill, you're weird. You're a weirdo. And some of these women with the biggest mouths that co-sign this feminist bullshit, trust me, if you knew these women for real, you wouldn't be side with them. You don't take advice from anybody that's not anywhere in the position that you want to be in life. If they're not where you want to be, why are you listening to them? Unless you're jealous. I'm talking about, like, it's like here, people listen to me on my shit, on my other channel, and have nothing positive to say. I mean, they have nothing positive to say about me or oh shit. Congratulations, Mark. Salute. That's the brother Mark Wunderlich in the building. Salute, bro. Man, enjoy that, man. The smell of baby hair is something special, man. Salute, bro. Yes, sir. Andrew, what up? So yeah, I mean, look, y'all. We deal with it every day, and as men, we have a hard way to go, but never stop being a man. There's things that we do by nature. All right? And do not go back and forth with these women that ain't worth it. They're not worth it. Stay on your grind. Be smart. All right? Stay on your purpose. And for those of you that are involved with women, make sure that she's supporting your purpose and not fighting with you. Your woman is supposed to be your completer, not your competer. I'll say it again. She's supposed to be your completer, not your competer. We got enough headache out here. So I hope this brought some light to what I do here. And it's a slow grind, but it's a grind nonetheless. This is what my channel's about. We have a good time over here, but we're discussing real life situations and adult conversations, and we approach it with class. So do y'all get why me and Dr. Mark was so rough in the beginning? Y'all get it now? Are y'all done with the, how dare he say that? Now look where it came from, because you know why? I'm simulating the anger that black men had. Every man in here, we had a rough way. We wasn't, well, I don't know all of y'all, but I didn't come from wealth. I didn't come from wealth. Kids that are born into wealth and they go to these high-priced charter schools, the first thing that they don't, what they never hear growing up? You're broke, because it's not true. My chauffeur's coming to pick me up to go to our $1 million property in a gated community. You got to drive 10 minutes before you get to the house. Thank you, love is a word. So they never hear that when they're born with that silver spoon. We've heard it. 9 times out of 10, if you're black, you've heard it. And guess what? The chick calling you broke, is that the chick you was trying to court? Y'all lived in the same neighborhood. She better not be broke. Oh, you broke. Oh, you lame. Oh, you this. Oh, you that. You got a little dick. She don't know that. You never slept with her. She's calling you broke because you don't have the latest pair of, I don't know, Gucci shoes, whatever these people are wearing. You're broke. You walk down Park Avenue in Midtown Manhattan right now. A lot of those white people you walk past too in the springtime with flip-flops and cargo shorts with long hair and a beard, those dudes be millionaires. Those women be millionaires or married to the dudes that are millionaires. They're not dressed in Gucci this and that. Y'all Negroes are too flashy for your own good. And y'all don't know any better. Because wealth is a visual thing for you. Bill Gates will walk past 30 niggas before one person will recognize him. He probably drives a Honda Accord. But let a nigga get a settlement. He slip and fall in a convenience store and he get a $50,000 settlement. What's the first thing you're gonna do? Get himself a car. Man. Fuck out of here, man. So these sisters dictate who we are now? No, stay on your purpose. Know who you are. Yeah, you broke? Yeah, okay, I'm broke for you. Oh, you's a faggot. Yeah, when it comes to you, because you ain't getting this dick. Because you know what? We out here partying and we at a club. And I tried to buy you a drink and you just rolled your eyes at me. What the fuck? You know who I am. It's all good though. See what I'm saying? I've been there, y'all. I'm not talking to you from a place that I haven't been. I've been there. I've been there, done that. And one thing I didn't do is I didn't go back and forth with a chick. I'm like, wait a minute. Don't that bitch live in Edenwald Projects? Chill. But I'm broke. Bitch say, oh, yo, what we drinking tonight? I'm like, I'm drinking a ginger ale. Virgin. Ow, nigga, you probably are virgin. All right. Man, fuck out of here. Bitch, I was standing here at first. You get out of here. What the fuck? I turned my whole back on her. Fucking broke ass niggas. Yeah. I'm broke, but I paid for my drink. My $8 shot of fucking Seagram's ginger ale. And you over here bumming for a fucking drink. Because if you was really as good looking as you thought you are, a man is going to offer to buy you a drink. But, you know, we'll talk about club etiquette some other time. It's crazy. We've been there. But these sisters think they're oppressed. They have all the privilege in the world. Phenomenal Mexican, salute, brother. They have all the privilege in the world. And they're more free. Black women are more free in America than they are anywhere else in the world. Probably the UK, though. Why are they complaining? It's things you can ask yourself, man. But, man, salute to everybody in the Venmo, the Zelda, Cash App. You know, this is a slow grind, but we on it, baby. You know, how many subs we got here now? 792, man. I think we'll hit 1,000 by the spring, maybe sooner. But I love this cook, man. I appreciate y'all. I'll be back on my other channel in the AM, talking some boxing. What am I going to talk about? I don't know. But there's always some. We talk more about the BS in boxing than we do actual fights. You know what I mean? And fuck Maloney. Phony baloney Maloney. He's a tool, dude. Get out of here. Like and share the video, y'all, man. Much love and appreciation to all of you. Great show, y'all. I'll catch y'all on the rebound. Peace.